Hey guys, it's Rerun. Decided to do a small review for Tactical Responses, High-Risk Civilian Contractor, Small Units Tactic course. Alright, so my training partner and I, my training buddy Haas, drove 15 hours down to Tennessee from Jersey. It was a long ride. It kind of sucked, but it was well worth it. Alright, so I think we got to like Sunday morning, 8 o'clock. Met up with Mr. Yeager, Jay Gibson. I think Calvin came the second day. Went through the safety procedures, all that type of stuff. Met everybody that was taking the course. At first it was 12 of us, but by the end it was 10 of us for personal reasons, various things that happened or whatever. So I got put with my group of people, Dwayne and Chris and Haas and PlayStation Chuck. I think after the second day, kind of everybody got their nicknames. Yeager nicknamed me Rerun, so I'm Rerun now. We amongst ourselves nicknamed each other. So you got Chris, very fit girl, got the heart of a warrior, but probably the smallest. No, actually, she was the smallest person there. We nicknamed her P90X. Then we called Dwayne, who was team leader, Doc Holliday, just because his expression is a very serious guy until you get to know him. Chuck was called PlayStation. Don't know why he was called PlayStation, but he's probably the most sarcastic person I've ever met in my life. It's funny as hell, but and then Haas was called Dwayne. Alright, so the first day, we did we learned how to bound. Did a couple of dry fire runs. The first live fire run we did, rifles went down. Used to train in a city type environment, so you don't have to worry about sand too much and other things like that. So basically, me and Haas got sand in our rifles, and the rifles went down during the first drill. You live, you learn. Then I had no idea about Loctite. During one of the courses of fire, my EOTech flew off of my rifle in the sand, and Yeager took pictures and posted it all over Instagram and I think Facebook. Learned my lesson to Loctite stuff onto my rifles. I think day 2 we did peels, and well, you know what? Let me get back to day 1. After we got finished with the training on day 1, everybody basically we all went to a Mexican restaurant. It's pretty good food out there. Got BioFreeze and Motrin. Motrin and BioFreeze will become your best friend when you take these contractor courses. Make sure you work out for the class like your life depends on it. I'll heed that warning next time. I made it, but I paid for it. So day 2, we did peels, and I think maybe the L-shaped ambush. No, that was day 4. We learned how to peel. The second day we did bounding as well. The instructors are really on top of the safety. You could tell their hearts and minds are really into what they're teaching. You actually learn to work together as a team very well. And throughout the second day, they actually started making the 2 teams come together as one large team. So, you're getting into contact. You're laying down fire on the enemy. You're watching your muzzles. You're making sure you're doing the proper trigger pull and sight alignment, all that stuff. You're trying to get out of contact with the enemy, so guys are firing as you're retreating, but then you're doing back and forth. If you're not shooting, you should be moving. If you're not moving, you should be shooting or communicating. If you're not shooting, you should technically be moving and communicating, but kind of got the hang of it. Let's see. Had some bad weather warnings come in. We're expecting tornadoes. Kind of freaked me out a little bit. I'm a Jersey boy. I ain't never seen a tornado. So, I was a little worried. if you don't like sand and you don't like bugs, don't take the course. I'm still like pulling sand out of my boots and other gear I had out there. Seen some pretty big freaking spiders too. Nasty things. Don't like spiders. You know, you gotta have the proper mindset to take these courses. You know, you gotta be a team player. I don't care if you got an alpha personality and, you know, you want to be the boss and everything like that. You gotta push all that crap aside because it's no good for you or your team. There's no individuals when it comes to these type of training events, and especially you have to deal with something like that in real life. Mr. Yeager actually motivates the people, knows how to motivate people. Has some very colorful language, but it's fun. You can tell he cares. He's not like you know, mean anything harmful by it. That's just who he is. Better to be who you are than somebody you're not, you know. He's a great guy though. We did the night shoot. The night shoot was awesome, but very intense. Was a little scary, because basically you have some torches and if you have flashlights or not. And there's lots of fireworks. Thanks, Calvin. I still hear you laughing. So yeah, basically they throw fireworks at you. You know, you got Roman candles being shot and stuff like that, but it was an awesome experience. It actually forces you to really use your senses and be aware of your environment. It was pretty cool. The final drill, no, day 4. Day 4, they introduced Mr. Galicanokis. I think that's how you pronounce his name. 185-pound dead weight dummy that is supposed to be your teammate that you can't leave behind. And, you know, we're in the middle of the woods and sand pits, so we ended up dragging this dude, well, this dummy. So yeah, it just teaches you it's more important not to get shot than to actually shoot. Because your teammates are going to have to drag you out. So we ended up learning how to bound and shoot and drag this dummy out of off of the X. I didn't get a chance to take any medical courses prior to this. I'm going to definitely go in for them now. I had to learn on the fly, you know, tourniquets, dealing with sucking chest wounds, different things of that nature. Again, if you're not a team player, you need to learn how to be one. You won't survive as an individual with this type of training and courses. The final drill, it was intense. It sucked though. They actually switched me and Chris, P90X, off of our main team and swapped us out to the other team and moved some guys off the other team to where we were at. And we have the privilege of getting into contact and actually having to drag Mr. Galicanokis. Might have been 200 yards, maybe more, maybe less. We had to fire him, you know, we drag. I think we had Graham. I can't remember everybody's name. It was Graham and Mike. We were with them. We got Mr. Galicanokis off the X into a little wooded area while we waited for backup, you know. Got him, you know, situated, tourniquet up, bandages up, and then literally when the backup got there, had to drag him up a hill through the trees and still had to lay down cover and fire and everything else. Pretty much sucked. I've never been gassed, like, you know, just winded for an hour. But I stuck it out mentally. We made it. Got Mr. Galicanokis to the truck. We ended up taking a casualty. Hey, Red. Red is cool. Red's a good team player. He just had the misfortune of being one of the casualties, so we ended up with 2 casualties. And then the extraction truck went down. So, had to drag Mr. Galicanokis from where the truck went down all the way back to the extraction point. It was this rock that we all met up at. It was me, P90X, and PlayStation. We got stuck with Red until the extraction force came. So that was tough, but it was a good experience, you know. You got to see how well your gear lasted or stood up to abuse. Forced you to learn how to communicate, how to pay attention to your surroundings, multitasking when you're in, I guess you would call it caveman mode. Shows you how fast things will go wrong, especially if you don't have your stuff together and you're not used to it. Pushed you mentally and physically. This is not something I regret taking. I think a lot of people should take this type of training. I'm definitely going to go back for maybe the close quarter combat courses and the sniper courses that they have. The instructors are top notch, you know. They don't very comfortably around, answer any questions you have. They treat you like your family. That's something that you really can't pay for. They're great stand-up guys, and they care about what they're teaching. I don't know what else to say. If you have any questions, feel free to message me or email me or whatever. Check me out on Instagram, HammerGod413. That's all I have for now. Shout out to you guys, Dwayne, Chris, Chuck, Oz, Red, Graham, Raymond, Josh. Hopefully we can all train again one day. Definitely going to keep in contact. I do regret that, you know, we had to leave the course. Made a lot of great friends there. It's good to be around like-minded individuals that are there to learn and, you know, better themselves. You know, not a lot of ego or, you know, macho man type stuff going on. It's a good learning environment. But, you know, alright. Catch you later.